Right now, every business on the planet is asking the same question: how do we use AI? And most of them have no idea where to start. That's not a problem. That's a $600 billion industry begging for someone to walk in and hand them a clear answer. My co-founder and I built Monk AI Group from zero to over $50,000 a month. We did this not by building chatbots and not by selling automations, but by selling businesses the one thing they actually want: clarity on where AI creates real leverage inside their company. In this video, I'm going to break down the AI business models everyone is pushing right now, show you why most of them are traps for beginners, and reveal the one model that let a guy go from hating his corporate consulting career to closing a $30,000 deal in a single month with no coding and no technical background. Now, let's get into it. Before I tell you what to start, I want to show you how to think about this. Because social media is full of people pushing whatever AI business model made them money. But most of these models won't work for you. So here is how we are going to evaluate every model. 3 factors. 1. Startup barrier. How much money and technical skill do you need before you can even begin? 2. Time to first dollar. How fast can you actually get paid? And 3. Earning ceiling. How big this can get if you stick with it. Every model gets scored on all 3. By the end, one of them wins on all. And let me tell you this, it's not the one all the gurus are pushing right now. So let's start. AI SaaS. You build a software product powered by AI and sell subscriptions. And yes, with tools like Lovable and Cloud Code, building a product has never been easier. But here is what nobody's telling you. Building the product is the easy part now. Everyone is building. The hard part is getting anyone to care. You are competing with thousands of people who had the same idea this week. You need to find users, get distribution, iterate for months. And most products never get past 50 users. Yes, the startup barrier is much lower than it used to be, but the time to first dollar is still months, sometimes over a year. The ceiling is massive, but only if it works, and most don't. This is a long game. You need experience and specific knowledge for it. So it's not where you start. Now here is the big one. The one every AI YouTuber is pushing right now. AI automation agency. You learn tools like Make, N8N, or you vibe code some workflows and you sell them to businesses. The startup barrier is medium. You need to learn the tools. The time to first dollar is weeks to months if you can find a buyer. And the ceiling is decent. On paper, it looks solid, but here is what nobody talks about. I have seen this across 50 plus AI projects in 15 industries. Most businesses are absolutely not ready for automation. They haven't even started using basic AI tools. Scott Evans, one of the people we have worked with, was speaking at a 2-day business event in the UK. He told me that these companies hadn't even opened Copilot. Copilot is already built into their systems, but they haven't even touched it. And you think you're going to sell them a custom N8N workflow? They don't even know what N8N is. Selling automations to a business that doesn't understand AI is like a doctor prescribing medication before running any tests. The prescription is of course wrong because you never diagnosed the real problem. I call this diagnosis before prescription, and it's the mistake almost every AI automation agency is making right now. Look, the early adopter phase is over. The people who were buying workflows already bought them. The mass market, the other 90% of businesses, is stuck at step 0. They don't need a builder, they need a guide. So if you already have technical skills and clients who are AI ready, yes, automation works. But for most people watching this, there's a better entry point. So what's left? What's the one model that has a low startup cost, fast time to first dollar, and a high ceiling without needing to code or build anything? It is AI consulting, specifically the AI audit model. Here is how it works. We call it the EAI pipeline. 3 stages. First is education. You teach a business what AI can actually do for them. Workshops, training sessions, simple stuff that answers the question every CEO is asking: where do we even start? The second stage is the audit. You go inside their business, find where AI creates real leverage and hand them a clear strategy. Not a chatbot or a workflow automation, a roadmap, because this is where the real money lives. The final and the third stage is the implementation. Once they trust you and have that clear plan, they will pay you to build it out, or you bring in specialists to do the technical work. The building can be delegated. Your job is the diagnosis. And here is what makes this so powerful. You don't need to be an AI engineer. You need to be the person who understands business problems and can point to where AI solves them. There is a massive gap right now between how much businesses want to use AI and how much they actually understand it. I call this the clarity gap. It's worth billions, and the people filling it aren't coders, they are consultants. Now let's score this model. The startup barrier is almost zero. You need a LinkedIn profile, a business email, and a proven framework. The time to first dollar is days to weeks. I will show you how people did it in 5, 7, 13 days. Yes, days. And the earnings ceiling is massive. You start with $2,000 audits and scale to $25,000 or $50,000 enterprise contracts. It wins on all three. And I'm not asking you to take my word for it. We have helped over 50 people start and scale their own AI businesses using this exact model. If you want to build an AI consulting business just like this by the end of this video, book a call with the top link in the description. Now let me show you the people who actually did it. Ariel left his job 2 months before we met. He had no consulting experience. He founded a company called The Voicebox, got our audit framework and added a data component based on his own market research. Just 13 days after his coaching session, he signed a deal worth approximately $50,000 over a year. From taking our framework to a signed contract in under 2 weeks. And here is what he said that stuck with me.
Approach is so valuable to the customers, it's worth even more than a low ticket.
He realized the audit itself was the product, not a lead magnet or a freebie to get to the real sale. The diagnosis was what businesses were desperate to pay for. Now here is where the ceiling disappears. Martin is a university student who co-founded Futurize AI with his twin brother Sebastian. Before they had a framework, they would walk into client meetings and ask, "What's your problem? What do you want to automate?" And the clients would sit there blank. They couldn't answer because they didn't even know where AI fit inside their business. Martin told me,
but majority of clients don't know what's the problem or even how to implement AI. So it was really hard, like trying to connect the pain points that they had and the solutions.
So they took our audit framework, modified it for their market and went back out. 1 month later, they signed an 8-figure company with over 600 employees for a 4-week audit. Their revenue since is around $50,000. And right now, they're in pipeline conversations with companies doing 9 figures. Let that land for a second. A university student closing deals with companies that have 600 employees. Not because he built them a chatbot, because he walked in with a framework that made their AI confusion disappear. Now this is the story I want you to really pay attention to, because if you're watching this and you are a professional with years of experience in a career you're tired of, Scott was you. Scott worked at a Big 4 consulting company. Then he moved into program management for financial services companies. His exact words were, "I absolutely hated that and I tried to find a way out." He found AI on YouTube, fell in love with it, quit his job and started building an AI business. But even with years of consulting experience, he couldn't close deals. He could talk to anyone. That wasn't the problem. The problem was what happened when a prospect said, "This isn't our top priority right now." Scott would say, "Okay, fair enough." And the deal would die right there. He didn't know how to handle objections. He didn't know the 5 whys method where you don't just accept our invoicing is slow as an answer. You keep digging. Why is it slow? What's causing the delay? What is that costing you every single month? You break it down until the real problem surfaces. Once he learned that, everything shifted. In December, he hit his first 10K month. Then in January, he closed a single deal worth £30,000 with a company over 100 people. And here is the part that blew my mind. They haven't even gotten to the audit phase yet. The company wasn't ready for it. So Scott started with education first. Then he will move to the audit. Then implementation. The EAI pipeline playing out exactly in real life. But the thing Scott said on our call that I haven't been able to stop thinking about is this.
I was talking at an event, a 2-day event this week, and they hadn't even started to use Copilot. And it's in their kind of their work domain. So these people haven't even used a chat, like a chatbot. So you think you're going to sell them a workflow?
That's the AI readiness ladder. Most businesses are standing on the first ladder. They barely understand what AI can do for them. And the automation agencies, they are selling products from the top of the ladder to people who haven't climbed the first step. It simply doesn't work. What works is meeting businesses where they are, walking up with them, ladder by ladder. Education first, then audit, then build. Scott figured that out, and it turned into a 30,000 deal in a single month. Different ages, different countries, different starting points, but the same model and the same results. They all stopped selling tools and started selling clarity. Here is why this matters right now. Not next year, not in 6 months, right now. AI consulting in 2026 is where digital marketing agencies were in 2012. The demand is exploding. The buyers are confused. Real implementation is rare. And trustworthy people, the ones who actually know what they are doing and won't waste a company's money, are almost impossible to find. Every major company has an AI budget now. The money is sitting there, already allocated. But McKinsey charges $500,000 for work that a skilled AI consultant can deliver for $25,000. And the small and mid-sized businesses, the ones with 50 to 500 employees, they're completely underserved. They can't afford McKinsey. They don't trust the kid on LinkedIn giving away 10 free workflows. They need someone in the middle. Someone who speaks business and understands AI. That's the clarity gap, and it's only getting wider. Remember the AI readiness ladder. Most businesses are standing at the bottom. The automation sellers are shouting from the top. Nobody is saying, let me walk you through this step by step. Education first, and then we will figure out what to build. My business partner and I learned this the hard way. We spent months trying to sell automations. We would build proposals, pitch workflows, and show demos of tools. And the businesses would nod politely and then never call us back because they didn't understand what we were offering. We were prescribing before diagnosing. The moment we shifted to audits, the moment we said, let us come in, understand your business and show you where AI actually helps, everything changed. That's when we went from struggling to $50,000 months. That's when the referrals started. That's when clients came to us instead of us chasing them. If you have noticed on LinkedIn, those 10 free AI workflow posts have slowed down. Scott pointed that out on our call.
I don't know if you've noticed on LinkedIn, all of those free NA10 workflows have really slowed down. You don't see them anymore. They're gone.
They are disappearing because the market is shifting. The race to the bottom is ending, and people who position themselves as guiders, not builders, not tool sellers, but trusted advisors are the ones who will own this space for the next decade. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, Mert, but I'm not an AI expert. Good, because that's not the job. Everyone in the AI space is telling you to learn code, learn NA10, learn Make, learn vibe coding. And yes, these are useful skills, but they are not what businesses are paying $10,000 to $50,000 for. Businesses are paying for someone who understands their problems. Someone who can walk into a room, ask the right questions, and hand them a clear roadmap. That's consulting. That's a skill you probably already have and don't even realize it. If you have spent years working in any industry, finance, healthcare, real estate, logistics, whatever, you already understand business problems better than any 22-year-old who just learned to build a chatbot. That's not a dig, that's a fact. The hardest part of AI consulting is understanding how businesses work. The technical stuff is a framework you can learn. The building can be delegated to specialists. If we built this at 19 with no corporate background, imagine what you can do with 10 or 20 years of real industry experience. And if you have tried other models before, SMMA, dropshipping, or an AI automation agency, and it didn't work out, that's not a failure. And that's not on you. You were basically using the wrong model for the wrong market at the wrong time. The people giving away free workflows on LinkedIn right now, they are racing to the bottom. You don't want to be in that race. So here is what this comes down to. Every AI business model works for somebody, but if you are looking for the fastest, lowest risk path to real income, one that doesn't require coding, doesn't require months of building, and lets you charge premium prices from day one, AI consulting through the audit model is it. You don't need an AI degree and you don't need to be technical. You need a framework and the willingness to talk to businesses. If you want to build a premium AI consulting firm with Monk as your partner, book a call with our team using the top link in the description. We have helped 50 people start and scale their own AI businesses. We can show you how we would help you do the same. Remember, businesses don't want chatbots, they want clarity. Your job isn't to sell tools. Your job is to sell the diagnosis.